Welcome back to Hot Topics, man. Listen, oh man. So Travis Scott whole concert, which he keeps annually, Astro World in Texas. And if you followed Astro World, you'll know that it was a place where Travis grew up. He used to go there all the time. Children and people, family affairs in Texas. You take the whole family there, have fun. And they had closed down Astro World. And he thought, man, a big part of my childhood had closed down, so why not go ahead and put an annual event here just to keep this thing alive, because such a big part of so many livelihoods of children and people that grew up in Texas. Anyhow, it turned deadly this year. So far, according to ABC 13 Eyewitness News, which is out of Houston, Texas, 8 people are dead and hundreds are injured at Astro World Fest on Friday night, which was last night, hours after the stampede. Now, 8 people died on Friday night and hundreds were injured during the opening night of a popular weekend music festival at NRG Park, authorities said. This is supposed to be a multiple days festival, and they have canceled the rest of it because this happened on day one. This is the opening day. They also are now coming around to the information that Drake was a surprise guest on this show. And when it was announced, when the crowd got whiff of that Drake was in the house, they started to surge towards the front of the stage. So people were getting trampled and pushed. There were a lot of cardiac arrest cases here. You're talking about young people that were going into cardiac arrest. And there were multiple people that had to be CPR treated and lifted out of there, trying to save lives. So if you follow this particular episode, there are videos everywhere. You will see that Travis Scott actually brought Drake out onto the stage, right? And we're talking about a crowd that's approximately 50,000 people. So it happened at a third annual Astro World Festival, a sold out concert event featuring multiple acts. Before I go any further, let me say this. I woke up this morning to two things. One, this bad news, and two, Travis Scott dropping new music on this day, which I thought was kind of like inappropriate as hell because it was your event. And I'm not saying I blame you, but I'm saying the callousness, you drop a new project on that same day following this freaking event. Anyhow, normally it's a weird, twisted world we live in, and the project that he dropped today might probably actually do really well because people are going to be all hyped up off of what just happened over there at Astro World with 8 people dead, and then they're going to go tune into what project he just dropped today. So the worst of the incident, news report is saying, began around 9:15 p.m., and that's when the crowd of approximately 50,000 people began to move towards the front of the stage. Before, other people were performing. Nobody wasn't really moving around. People were moving in their own square, enjoying themselves, having fun. They weren't getting crushed. But they said that when they heard that Drake was coming to the stage, they started moving further and further to the front of the stage. Now, by the time Drake actually got on stage, after Travis brought him out and the crowd went crazy, is when the surge really went into effect. People really pushed forward. The view from Sky Eye overhead Friday night showed that heavy police and fire department activity in the area of event as organizers ended it early. The organizers, the rapper Travis Scott and Live Nation, stopped the show when it was apparent to them that people were up front getting hurt. And shout out to them for that, for at least stopping it when they realized that people were getting hurt. I'm sure they didn't know that it was going to be this serious. Now, while most deadly moments they're saying happened of after 9:30 p.m., Pena said that more than 300 patients total had been treated at a field hospital since the event began, including people who were hurt during the worst moments. So it was already crowd packed in there. People were already getting hurt before all that started, getting trampled. Now, while names and ages of the casualties weren't known, Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo said that one of the victims was only 10 years old. And like I said before, Astro World is supposed to be a family event. So you're going to find young kids there hanging out with their parents. Mom, Dad, I want to go to the Travis Scott Astro World stuff. And they turn it into a whole family event and they go. Sadly, it happened this way. I don't know how this 10-year-old got away from their parents, because I would have been guarding my 10-year-old in there. It's not like it's a teenager and your teenager is like, hey, I'm going to go over here and see my friends. I'll catch up back with you guys right here. That's a 10-year-old. Now, Houston Fire Department and Harris County medics transported 23 people to the hospital. 17 of those patients were taken away during the worst of the ordeal, and said that CPR had to be performed on 11 of the victims. Damn. The fire department had 55 units in service at the festival. Festival founder Travis Scott, who is a rapper and a Missouri City native, was joined on stage by Drake in a surprise appearance as the crowd surged. This is now written in the press after they have viewed the videos and they're seeing when the crowd started surging, started moving forward, and people started getting trampled. It was when Drake, and like I said before, they heard Drake was in the building. Surprise guests. They start wondering who it was. People started saying to each other, whispering, hey, yo, we seen Drake come in earlier. I think Drake is here, all this other stuff. What if it is Drake? Okay, I'm going to the front because I want to see. I want to be up front when he comes on. So the crowd slowly started surging. When Drake actually came out, Travis hit the stage with Drake. The crowd went full force ahead, surged, and a lot of people were trampled, right? The fire department executive was on duty at the festival along with 367 police officers, 241 security guards. Remember, 55 fire department units were out there. And the executive assistant chief, he gave his firsthand account during an early morning press conference. And in that press conference, he said, once we started having the mass casualty incident, they were starting CPRs on several people, and it happened like all at once. Satterwhite said, it seemed like it happened over the course of just a few minutes. Suddenly, we had several people down on the ground experiencing some type of a cardiac arrest or some type of a medical episode. Medical transports were ready. They were already at the park for the multiple day festival, but staff was quickly overwhelmed with the amount of injured people that were popping up like that quick. Investigators have been dispatched to the hospitals Saturday morning in an attempt to identify the victims, and the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office will continue to determine how those 8 people died. I'm willing to bet they died from being crushed. The rest of the weekend's planned performances, as of now, has been canceled, and the area that was Astro World and was supposed to be a fun family affair scene is now considered a crime scene. Investigators are working hard to find out what exactly happened, and at some point, the show was stopped when the crowd was surging. I think these people realized that people were really getting hurt, and that is why the crowd stopped on its own after they realized what was happening. Why, they said that it wasn't clear yet what caused the deaths or the injuries, so we're going to have to wait around for that. And we will continue to follow this, update this to see if any charges are going to be brought against the people who organized this, which is Live Nation and Travis Scott, or if Drake in any way can be held accountable. I don't know how this is going to play out, but we will continue to keep you posted on this. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button. And for those of you who don't know, this is Brainflow TV. We just changed the name to Hot Topics. All right. Hot Topics TV, this is where it's at. If it's popping, we're on it and we're talking about it. Hit that subscribe button. Catch you on the next video. I'm out. Peace.